Sky Squad, listen, we back in the building and we got a lot to talk about. Reality TV right now is on overload, and I am all the way here for it, although it is wearing me and my schedule out. Okay. Video two for the day, and we got to get into just, a bunch of stuff, right? So, first things first, if you guys haven't subscribed to the channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell button. And y'all know what? Smack that like button, smack it up, flip it, rub it down. Oh, yes. And then listen, y'all, some of the stories that we talk about, y'all can't take them so much to heart that you start to get your feelings worked up about some that ain't really all that serious. Okay. That's all I'm going to say about that. When it is serious, then be upset about it. But some stuff, y'all, some people just don't know how to just watch the tea and look at it for what it is, entertainment. Okay. Um, one story that we're talking about today is kind of serious. So not really kind of, it's very serious. So, but we're gonna ease our way into it because I want to talk to you guys about the Queen's Court. It is officially back sooner than you guys think. And I just want you to take a look at the three queens that will be featured in this coming season. Now, this is season 2. You guys may recall that it was, who was it? It was Tamar, Evelyn, and Nivea last time. Now we have K. Michelle, Lisa Ray, who is smack dab center peach vibes. Okay. I mean, she's definitely been given the Beyonce middle pose with the slightly different ensemble with the gold added to the bustier. You know what I'm saying? Which is interesting because Lisa Ray is known for wearing all white, but I'm not mad at the little slight differentiation because she is Hollywood royalty at this point, at least for the Black community, or at least maybe in my head. And then we have London. Who is London, you might be asking? Well, that is Delicious, baby. Delicious wants to go by London now. And to be quite honest with you, she could have just been London in the first place because I did not recognize her. I did not. Now, listen, this is not, not no, hold on. As I say this, some of y'all going to take it as shade. And it is not, because y'all know I am here for it, okay? I am here for anything you want to do to improve your and enhance or modify, allegedly, I don't know, okay, your appearance. Because you wanted to, look how you felt like you was born to look. You know what I'm saying? But I didn't recognize her. Okay. And again, this I don't shame the people if they I don't know if she had no work done or nothing like that. But I'm just saying I ain't recognize her. Okay. Maybe it was just time has, kind of, made her look, just a slight bit different. I don't know. All I'm saying is, listen, if I get some money, I'm getting some work done too. Okay. A little I'm getting a little, and I'm gonna take y'all on the journey when I get it done. All right, because I need a couple of things zhuzhed up. You know what I'm saying? So I can pop, lock, and drop it and get myself a new name too. So anyway, so there we have our three queens, and we are joined by Holly Robinson Peete and her husband as the host of this show. Now, so you guys know, let's go to official source where I initially got the information to really discuss the quote from the article that really tells us what's going on. So first things first, the thing that you guys need to know is that on October the 6th on Peacock, okay, basically all of the episodes will air on Peacock. So you can watch the entire thing, the entire season on Peacock. Then if you guys want to watch it episodically, you can watch it week by week as it will appear after the new episodes of Real Housewives of Potomac. Now, I kind of, I get it. There's a slight advantage to having Peacock, which I do have. So if you want to binge it like that, you can definitely do that. I guess they're satisfying both markets. And some people that don't have Peacock can still catch the show, which is also nice, right? So let's read to you the quote from the article. It says Queen's Court is back with new celebrity queens Lisa Ray, K. Michelle, and London, aka Delicious Charles, as they embark on a journey to find their forever partners. Even with success, fame, and fortune, the one area they have not ruled is matters of the heart. In this era of self-discovery, these queens are opening their hearts to find their kings amongst 22 confident, successful men. Hollywood power couple Holly Robinson Peete and Rodney Peete return to guide the new queens as they let go of the past, embrace new connections, and look for their happily ever after. All 10 episodes, of course, like I said, will drop on premiere day on Peacock. And in a new change this year, the episodes will air weekly following the Real Housewives of Potomac. So they got double the opportunity to now get more views. I'm excited about it. I did not watch the first season, but given how much drama we have seen take place between JR and Tamar, I'm going to be definitely tuning in. Okay. I don't know how I'm going to balance all this, but baby, we are being fed this fall. Okay. It's going to be a full fall for us. All right. Okay, y'all. So on to our next story. We got to talk about Wendy Williams. Woo! Okay. This story right here, baby, I mean, it's a shame. I mean, people have released an exclusive that Wendy Williams' guardian slams A&E Networks in a new complaint and claims that Wendy Williams only received $82,000 from the Lifetime docu-series. Okay? So the complaint accuses their network of willfully taking advantage of a severely impaired, incapacitated person and suggests profits from the program should go to Wendy Williams Hunter. I'm assuming that's what they mean by WWH, who will need significant funding to provide proper medical care and supervision for the rest of her life. Okay? So again, let's take things over to the source where I initially saw it, which is our good friends over at the Neighborhood Talk. And they get deep and down into it. So Wendy made 82,000, okay? But the network allegedly racked in the millions, okay? That's a significant difference because I'm going to tell you my assumption was, without knowing the details at the time, I didn't know if it was part of that deal that she had previously for 3 productions, the one that she was doing when she was still on the show. And then I didn't know if this was to fulfill the commitment of the third. I can't remember how many it was supposed to be, but I felt like it was a part of a deal that was a part of, a larger structured deal, right? So I don't know if that was the reasoning. I would have to see the contract, to really review it with my Law and Order SVU University degree. You know what I'm saying? But I'm sure it is plenty of amazing attorneys, specifically out here on these YouTube streets, that could really break it down for us. Okay. Just until, I done got a couple of more years under my belt of litigations. Okay. But for now, we're going to go into what the article states. All right. So in the documents obtained by the New York Post, Sabrina Morrissey, who is Wendy's guardian, okay, claims that Wendy was highly vulnerable and, quote, highly vulnerable and clearly incapable of consenting to being filmed, much less humiliated and exploited at the time of filming the doc. Though Wendy was fully aware that she signed to do the doc, Morrissey argues that production took advantage of her being senile. She believes they sought to embarrass Wendy, and when she tried to fight them about releasing it, they prevailed and released it without caution. Morrissey also claims that they didn't properly pay Wendy for the doc either. While they racked up millions of dollars for the special, they reportedly paid Wendy $82,000, as we stated earlier. And Morrissey is requesting that the company make up for this by paying for Wendy's medical care and supervision for the rest of her life. Now, the complaint said that the case came from the brutally calculated, this is a quote, brutally calculated, deliberate actions of powerful and cravenly opportunistic media companies working together with a producer to knowingly exploit Williams, an acclaimed African-American entertainer who tragically suffers from dementia and as a result has become cognitively impaired, permanently disabled, and legally incapacitated. The network was eager to sensationalize and profit from Williams's cognitive and physical decline and took advantage of the former talk show host in the cruelest, most obscene way for their own financial gain in a manner that truly shocks the conscience. Woo! I see a comment here that really sticks out to me. It says two things can be true. The network exploited Wendy, and the network exposed how Wendy was already being exploited. If they really cared about Wendy's well-being, those cameras wouldn't have even been allowed around Wendy when her mental health was declining. They all saw a coin and went for it, then got upset at how the final product turned out. All right. The interesting thing here is that Wendy was also trying to get money that the Guardian was not even allowing her to have. So this is a little interesting to me as well, right? I mean, because yes, a couple of things can be true. You know, perhaps the people that signed off on this sought to utilize this as an opportunity to continue to get Wendy some type of coin, right? Especially if she is in need of it because she can't access her funds because of whatever the Guardian is doing or has in place. And I'm just speculating here, right? So what if those who were signing off on it in her life had the best interests in mind? However, the final product definitely did not show Wendy in the most favorable of lights, right? So then the network, they take what's given and they roll with the punches and they roll it out. Now the Guardian is wanting extra money to get to Wendy for Wendy's care, but Wendy can she ever access that money? That's the question. It's a very convoluted situation. I would really again need a more advanced attorney, a litigator, to really break that down for me. Because I just find it as the layperson, okay, with my law and order SVU university degree, I just find it very difficult to really understand, you know, who I should be most mad at. Okay. And I think we as fans, that's where we are right now. Who am I supposed to be mad at right now? Okay. Because what we all want to know is, where is Wendy? Is she okay? And I know that there was a spotting of Wendy, but the thing that I care about now is she okay? And we wanna wish her well, right? So I had to talk to you guys about this because I just saw it and I was like, it just struck me. I'd actually determined that I wouldn't speak about the whole Wendy Williams situation anymore, but I wanted to come at this from a different perspective than that of, you know, her health. After watching the documentary, whatever you want to call it, after watching I just couldn't even finish it, to be honest with you. It was just that difficult for me to watch. Maybe I'm too sensitive, but I am a Cancer. So, I mean, that kind of dictates sometimes how I move, right? And that's just that, depending on the day, okay? Depending on the day. All right, so now let's talk about Love and Hip Hop. You know, again, like I said, the stories have been storying today, so I didn't really get a chance to go over my recap for Love and Hip Hop like I wanted to this morning. So we're going to do it right now. So for those of you guys who are loving hip hop fans, let's get into the biz-naive of it all, right? So this is season 12, episode 9, and the episode reads as such. After an unexpected Pride performance, Saucy shows his mom there's no prejudice that love can't overcome. A leaked video has Kendra yelling, and Karlie puts the kibosh on Zell's baby mama reveal party. Okay, so lots to talk about here. First things first, this episode to me gets a 10 out of 10. Okay, I hollered, screamed, crackled, popped, everything last night watching this video. Okay, not this video, this episode. Yo, Shekinah and Jessica White need to narrate the episodes from henceforth and forevermore, or at least for the rest of the season, or until I get tired of them, because they are the duo that I did not know that I needed. All right. They are the duo that actually made the most sense last night out of everybody. I mean, we started the episode with Jessica taking Shekinah to the farm or whatever because she trying to prepare for the apocalypse. Now, I do think that we all need to be learning how to live off the land and things like that. And I do think that there is something to be said for learning about off-grid living. But Shekinah won't hear for the the word that she can't ever pronounce. Okay. We also learned that Jessica is tired of Karlie talking about her. And she's tired of Karlie being so self-centered and talking only about herself when she does call. So she moved up out of Karlie's home. But apparently she moved into one of Karlie's properties. Girl, like you call yourself setting yourself free, but you still under her thumb because you now living in one of her properties. So, I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like the way she was yelling at the way she was talking about Karlie in this episode, baby, you would have thought homegirl was on her own, okay? No, girl, you living in her property. Like, what? Make it make sense, please. Okay. Shout out to Make It Make Sense. So so much happened in this episode. Kirk and the guys all get together. There's a Father's thing event, so I'm assuming this was maybe around Father's Day because it was also around the time of like the Pride, so I'm assuming this was in June, but I can't really be sure. What I know for certain is the men get together. So it is Kirk, Mendices. I be feeling like Mendices, like be talking through his teeth. Now, the man got great teeth, but I just feel like whenever he talking, he talk like this. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it just be so funny to me. You had Scrappy there, Scrappy Doo. You got Chaotic there, and you got Jock there. Now, at the time, Jock was like kind of like clowning the people. Was he kind of clowning the people? Because they all had their own problems. He was like, I've been talking about all of y'all on my radio show. And I guess he was talking too soon because he had to talk about himself in just about the very next scene. So we get into Kirk and his issues with Jasmine. And Kirk, let me tell you something. Kirk, sir, if you expect any of us to believe that you are deleting your baby mama's messages because you don't want to hear nothing that Ish got to say, as and quote, those are your words, not mine, okay? Then you must believe that you can sell us anything. And you might be selling this whole thing to us now. What I know for certain is that Mendices was speaking the truth. Do you have the messages that would prove that Jasmine and what she is saying is not true. Kirk, nope, don't got him. So Mendices is like, well, listen, you know what? If you don't have the messages, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's gonna make you look a certain type of way. You know what I mean? So I mean, without those messages, you can't really prove you innocent. You know what I mean? And so Kirk is like, well, I mean, in his confessional, he's like, well, listen, if you got a problem with me deleting messages from people I don't want to hear from when you're trying to destroy my day, then fine, you can have a problem. But it's my messages and I do what I want to. Okay. Now, let me say something to you. How dumb does that sound? And y'all know I don't even go in like that, but I just want to say, Kirk, stop it. Okay. Just don't. Because here's my thing with that. This is your baby's mother. Okay. Now, here is the rub with this whole situation that I'm gonna tell you that's gonna bring this whole thing full circle. Okay. Last week, Jasmine recommended to Rashida, why don't you and I be the ones to communicate about what needs to be communicated with the child? Rashida didn't want to hear it. And a lot of y'all in the comments was like, well, Rashida shouldn't have to talk to her. This is a mess that Kirk made. Well, guess what? You can't count on Kirk because Kirk deletes his messages when he feels like he don't want to hear something that might destroy his day. You're going to delete the messages of your baby's mother? Like, that makes absolutely no sense to me because in my mind, you are deleting and you're allegedly, I mean, because he said block like the other week, right? So he said deleted and block. But I'm like, how would you delete and block the mother of your kids? Maybe that's why she is claiming that you don't really see the kid that often, okay? And to take things a step further, Rashida, if you know you can't count on this man to tell you the truth, why would you not want to supervise the situation? I'm not saying she should have to, but what I'm saying is she definitely can count on him to basically tell her what's really going on because he don't have no real receipt or proof the way that Jasmine got. So if you want to take Jasmine's messages and not believe that they are real and he can't show you no messages to prove that they are not, girl, I don't know who you want to believe, but it shouldn't be Kirk at this point. Okay. Now, unless this is a scheme that all of y'all done set up to come to us with the BS to make us keep watching. And in that case, bravo. No pun intended, VH1. So anyway, maybe that's why I ain't getting no screeners. Anyway, then we get to Mendices because Kirk is like, if I'm drowning, you're going to drown too. Yeah, Jasmine coming for you saying that you showing up at her bar that she worked at and whatnot and whoop-de-woo. And Mendices is like, you know what? I didn't even know who she was. You know what I'm saying? Somebody had to tell me who she was. And then when they told me who she was, I was like, you know what? I gotta bounce. And I never went back to that place. You know what I'm saying? So I'm a real G. I don't roll like that. And so I was like, honestly, I believed him. I did. Now, what I didn't like was that when they asked what his wedding ring was, he was like, I took that thing and I chucked it in the river. And I'm like, I wouldn't even play like that. To be like, for real, I wouldn't even play like that. Wedding rings can cost a pretty penny. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't know how much they spend down in Atlanta or whatever like that, but it looked like these people got a bunch of money, okay? Or at least that's what it looked like on TV, basketball-wise, $5,000 for the charity. Anyway, I'm still mad about that. I want to write a letter, okay? I want to write a letter to somebody. And the fact of the matter is, y'all could have made that. Y'all ain't had no more money in the budget. Shawnee, somebody, down to production. Y'all ain't nobody want to match that $5,000, okay, that they was trying to give that charity. I am still mad to this day. And I'm going to be mad till next year because that charity deserved more, okay? They running around here with all these labels on and can't get nobody more than $100 or something like that. The way they was pulling out their phones, you would have thought they was shelling out big money grips. Okay. Anyway, I digress. Anyway, moving right along. Chaotic jokes on them all, and he's like, well, all y'all, maybe none of y'all should be married. And Quiet as it's kept, It sounded like they don't want to be. And Mendices definitely sounded like he don't want to be married. Because I'm like, anybody that just take off your wedding ring and all the time, and then you don't want to find it because y'all arguing like that, that sounds crazy to me. That sounds very crazy. Because from my understanding, I mean, if you are staying in your marriage, then there's always a hope for or a chance for that it should work out. And the last thing that I feel like you ever want to do is look like you giving up on your marriage, right? It's one thing to go through something. You might go through something, you might want to be mad, but I just find that you just should keep those things, at least some of those things, you know, like as sacred. And I feel like the wedding ring is one of those things. You know what I'm saying? Like, be mad, stay mad, but don't take that thing off until it is the very last thing that you can do at that point for your marriage, and you about to sign those divorce papers. My opinion, that's it. But I ain't in their marriage. I can't control nothing they do. I don't even know why they really mad at each other. Okay. Anyway, Scrappy meets up with Erica and their daughter, Imani. Who is turning out to seemingly be a fine young student. You know what I'm saying? She's doing the work, but it sounds like she might be, a little distracted. So they want to take her car away, and she get to crying, and I would be crying too, because listen, when you in college, okay, that car can feel like your lifeline. Let me tell you that. You already cramped up in a room with somebody, okay, that you don't know 9 times out of 10. Something's in my eyes, but we're gonna keep going because that's what we do. Anyway, you already cramped up in a room with a stranger from the streets. You got to use the bathroom with a squadron of other people, with a cavalcade of people that you don't even know running around here. Probably got something, some type of foot fungi or something like that. You got to wear the shower shoes and whatnot. Ooh, this used to make me mad. Oh God, I just hate thinking about it. Anyway, it just sounds like a nightmare, don't it? When you really think back on it, like, for those of you guys that went to college, and if you didn't go, God bless you, because you didn't have to go through that. That was the worst. That was one of the worst parts of college. Walking into that room for the first time, having to meet this stranger that you're gonna have to spend day in and day out with. That is some down. That is some nasty work when you really think about it. Give me chills. Anyway, it comes to light that Erica does not consider Scrappy and her to be dating or together, and he feels like that's news to him. Turning the page, we get to the most chaotic, and I don't mean that in the chaotic way. We get to the most chaotic baby mama reveal party I have ever seen. Okay, Jessica White accurately said it. Your baby mama reveal is gonna go down in history. Okay, so this is for Zale. So the trick here is that he will bring out a couple of women for his friends to try to determine which one of these women is his baby mama, because lo and behold, they don't know. Okay, so the baby mama has decided to go along with this fabulous idea for some reason, and so we set sail. Now, it seemed like a very hot day down there. Okay, and I understand that sometimes you got to suffer for fashion, but Zell, baby, first of all, I want them boots, okay, for myself. So I mean, you can send them on up here, okay, when you're done, and I'll wear them in the fall, because you had them on a hot summer day, okay. So I know your feet was burning up, okay. Them feet was, I know them feet had to be sweating, okay, up in them shearling boots. All right. Now I did say send them to me. I'm a size 12 and a half, 13. So if you're feeling generous, to the peoples, we are out here doing a good work. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, I do want them. I ain't gonna front. But I'm like, brother, you are suffering. I know you suffering. I can see the sweat rolling down your neck. I can see the sweat rolling down everybody's neck. It must have been a hot day in Atlanta that day, because everybody was glowing. All right. And I ain't want to talk because I got the oily skin too. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, they was dripping, drip, drop. Okay. So I don't know what was worse. Okay. You know, What is Kendra? Before I get to the party, baby, Kendra is going through it again. Jock has been caught having some type of intimate conversation with a young lady that apparently used to work for him that was denied entry into one of his events. So I guess she was, based on the video that we saw at the time, because we did talk about it, I guess the girl was like up in his face, like upset about it like this and whatnot. And there was some handhold touching that was alleged. Jock says it was not, but Kendra is ready for a divorce, but not really. Okay, because she just be talking. I love you, Kendra, but you just be talking. Okay, you talk just about as much as Rashida. All right. Now, I love you. And as she states to Zell, I am young, I am rich. Girl, yes, you are. Why are you still there? But anyway, and that's no shade to Jock. Okay, it's no shade to him. But I'm just saying, if you this young and if you that rich, then what are you doing in a situation with somebody that you obviously don't trust? Anyway, so she comes home in a rage, and he's basically like, I know it was wrong. It won't nothing going on. I didn't touch a hand. We won't no hand holding. And she's like, nobody should be disrespecting you like me that way by being that close to you in an argument or what have you. I'm so sick of the blogs. Girl, if you sick of the blogs, then you probably want to get off this reality TV show because it don't really sound like you need it, to be honest with you. If you are young and rich, I mean, you should be traveling on your spare time, not doing this show. No shade to the show, but I'm just saying, like, that this is what comes along with the show. We talk about the things that happen on the show and in the news, right? So, I mean, if you got a man that is not situationally aware, as you stated, then you know that he's not situationally aware. Then you probably, unless you're going to put him through some situational awareness training programs, and you probably want to either pack up your bags and leave and take the embryos with you, or you just need to just go ahead and let him do what he need to do. Okay, just go and let him just run amok. Okay, let the people run amok in the palace, as Mama D says. Speaking of running amok, the moment Kendra enters that party, Jessica White is like, girl, you need to divorce your man. Divorce him. Kendra ain't even got out. Is she mic'd yet? Is she mic'd yet? I can't even tell if the girl was mic'd yet. All I know is Jessica is on one. She is like, girl, divorce him. You need to leave him. He disrespecting you. And she is loud with it. And finally, Shekinah, the voice of reason of this episode, and you know it's wild when Shekinah, the voice of reason. And Shekinah, this ain't no shade to you, baby. But you know you wild and crazy, okay? And I mean that in the best of ways. It's entertaining. You know what I'm saying? Which is why they keep you on the show. Because you wild and crazy. It's entertaining to us. But but when she is the voice of reason throughout the episode, you know this episode is off the chain. So Shekinah's like, girl, she know who she married. Quote of the week. Quote of the mother freaking week. Okay, the mother trucking week. She know exactly who she married. Let me shut my mouth though, because I'm done. Not really. Let's continue. Because the madness continues because Chaotic has a fainting spell or something. And he got to be whisked away to the hospital. If the sirens are going off. And you would have thought Zell thinking it's one of the baby mamas. I mean, the real baby mama, not the fake baby mamas. So he's like, Lord, what's happening with my baby? So apparently the girl who he thought was gonna, she was talking about maybe not having the baby. So now she's gonna have the baby. So now everything is all good again. So thank God it was not her and the baby. It was just Chaotic, and he passed out because he was high, or he got the high blood pressure or something like that, allegedly. I don't really know. But Chaotic, baby, take your medicines, okay? I know you probably got some medicine. You got a prescription. You probably ain't taking it. And if not, you need to be on a prescription. Now, I ain't no doctor, but I like Grey's Anatomy. And so what I will tell you is that if you got that thing going on up in you, like a lot of us do, then you might want to go ahead and get that checked out if you ain't got it checked out already. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, at this point, it gets even crazier because Karlie Red She got issues with Bambi, and they are not the same issues from before. These are some new issues. So apparently, at some point in time, after Jessica White complained about Karlie and then moved into one of Karlie's properties, the feuding Karlie Redd and Bambi are headed over to said property to see Jessica. Now, when this happened, I don't know the timeline. I don't know why nobody questioning this. When y'all been fighting all season, but all of a sudden y'all going to visit Jessica at the same time. Okay, fine. Make it however it makes sense to y'all. Whatever. Apparently, at that time, Karlie Redd is driving through the gates. You know, behind the gates. They really bought it over here on Love and Hip Hop Atlanta because they really behind the gates. So she got to go through the gate. But Bambi tried to drive through the gate too. But you know, them gates will close on you. Okay, so the gate closed. Bambi, boom, run into the gate, break it. So apparently, Karlie Redd had to pay for the gate. So at this point, we went from beyond the gate to breaking the gates. So now Karlie said these people want their money and Bambi need to pay her. Okay, well, Karlie already paid and she want her money from Bambi. So when it comes down to, you know, time for, you know, a little ponderosa about it, you know, basically Karlie tells Zell and Kendra that she gonna need Kendra's services because Bambi owe her some money. Kendra's like, I can't even do that. That'd be a conflict of interest. Now, this is the moments where I like Kendra because she's talking like she got some sense. Like, girl, I'm not dealing with you in this mess, and you won't put me in the middle of it. Not me and my practice. Okay, not me and my millions. Okay, you can back up off of me. And so at that point, Zell is like, Bambi, get over here. Bambi, she say you owe the people some money. Bambi, where you at? Come on over. You didn't hear us calling you? So at that point, Bambi comes over. Now, I don't know when Sierra was there. She just popped up out of nowhere. I don't know. With the pigtails. So at this point, you got Zell, Karlie, Kendra, Sierra, and Bambi. Okay. Karlie confronts Bambi about the gates. Bambi is like, you are a weird A-B, okay? A-S-S-B-I-T-C-H, okay? You are a weird girl. Karlie claps back. You're trying to F Kai. You're trying to bump and grind with Kai. And I'm like, what? Now, this is the first we've heard of this, all right? So now it has turned into, remember the episode where Kai told her he was going to take that deal from her and he was going to give it to Bambi? Well, I guess he did. So, but the thing that I got a problem with is Bambi. Now, you usually be making sense. But if you tell me that if you're in your confessional saying that Karlie has told us all that Kai is a liar and a cheater and can't be trusted, busted, disgusted, and can't be trusted, why would she believe that Bambi is trying to get with Kai? No, better question is, if you feel like what Karlie is saying about him is true, why would you go in business with him? But I guess it's like they say, money talks, okay? So then it turns into a screaming match, okay, between the two of them. And I thought I heard Karlie say that Bambi was trying to screw her man. That might have been thrown up in there. What I do know was thrown was a cell phone, okay? Bambi takes her cell phone and goes oops upside Karlie's head. Now, she either hit security upside the head or she hit Karlie upside the head. But I think that phone might have went up on Karlie's side on Karlie's head. I think it went. I mean, I think it was oops upside her head. Okay, so at that point, I knew the episode won't no more good when Bambi said bump, bump, bump. Y'all, I was done. I was done. Do you know how many times I rewound that scene? It has me in the stitches, okay? If you did not watch this episode, I need you to go back and I need you to watch all of those moments, baby. They was on fire, okay? So at that point, they had to be pulled away. Shekinah and Jessica White, they come running over because, you know, they're the dynamic duo of this episode, right? And so Jessica's like, get the F out of here to Karlie. And I'm like, girl, you're just going to go back home to one of her homes. What are you talking about? She could kick you out at any moment now. Then, as Karlie is screaming about all the bad things that Bambi has done, she says to Shekinah, well, you know, ain't nobody trying to do business with Kai unless they trying to, you know, get into bed with him or whatever like that. And Shekinah's like, well, no, because he tried to do a deal with me and I ain't sleep with him. And I think it was at that moment that Karlie might have said that Bambi was trying to F her man, but I don't really know. Sorry for my French, but that was the only way I could think to put it, you know, as my mind is going 10,000 miles per hour as I'm talking about this show. So anyway, at that moment, when they're all sitting down, you know, Bambi is like, Karlie Red is going too far at this point. And, you know, Jessica White tells Zell that his baby mama reveal is going to go down in history. They did do the baby mama reveal, and they all welcomed her with open arms. But we will see how that all turns out next week when that topic of conversation comes up with Saucy in the mix with the group and things go all the way left. Okay, so if you guys love Loving Hip Hop as much as I do this season, let a brother know in the chatterization down below. I knew this was going to be a long one. As much as I tried to make it as short as possible, I could not help it. I am a talker, and that is just how things roll. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. Check out the links in the description down below. Late Night Cravings merchandise is available for you guys. We'll have more drops rolling out as we go along. Make sure you guys also like the video. Hit that like button, smack it up, flip it, rub it down, all of that good stuff. And with that being said, I will catch you in the next video.